It is the 1700s and the absolute monarchy has taken over the country of France. However, the rulers of this country aren't really fit for the job. King Louis XVI took over the country at a young age with his Austrian wife, Maria Antoinette.
Madame, any clothes?
You see? Good thing you're here. I was hoping that we could get some more accessories for tonight's party and tomorrow's night's party.
Alright then. I think also we might need some more for our garden needed. So I'll just raise the taxes a little bit more.
Then we should have a party then when we win this war.
So we shall.
Obviously, though, they didn't win the war, leading France into a deep financial problem from heavy spending of Maria Antoinette and high taxes made by King Louis XVI.
Lady, how much does that cost?
50 francs.
50 francs? Are you crazy? God, woman. Hip-hop artist!
How long does he think that he can make us suffer like this?
Oh, sir. I mean, we're the third estate. We'll just get outvoted by the first and second estate.
It's very simple. We'll just send our complaints to the king. That the reason there are so many people is that his luxurious existence devours in one day a substance of 1,000 men.
Napoleon Robespierre, the person who complained to the king, would soon be the voice that would start the revolution and begin the reign of terror. The revolution started out with the first and second estate locking the third estate out of the States General.
White people, follow me!
Where are we going?
If the royals refuse to listen to our complaints, then we will just stay here until we get our constitution.
A significant event became known as the Tennis Court Oath, and this marked the beginning of their voice for change. A rumor was then spread that the king's troops were to overthrow the assembly. They then took action and decided to rebel by getting gunpowder from a torture prison called the Bastille. Thus this event was called the Storming of the Bastille, and marked more of the revolution as a tradition of parading around with severed heads of government officials on pikes. A charter called the Declaration of the Rights of Man is born from the new National Assembly, but still demand a constitutional monarchy for equal rights. Then the old regime press sends out papers called The People's Friend, written by Jean-Paul Marat, another voice that has joined the revolution.
People of Paris, it's time to open your eyes and wake up once more. With more bloodshed will come more freedom. Others are to the hands. Start off with them here, show your happiness, your freedom, your voice of change. Come on now.
No!
Finally, after many protests and rebellions at his front door, King Louis XVI agrees to sign the Declaration of Rights of Man. Unfortunately, the people also wanted King Louis XVI and his family to move to Paris, but he became indecisive at the decision. The women of the mob then broke into the palace and forced the family to move there. His family tried to escape from Paris to Austria, where they would be safe. They are caught in Lorraine and taken back. His escape made the gap between him and his people greater, for he betrayed his own country. He is put on trial for his acts.
Isn't it obvious that the king must nice to our country to live?
Well, how are you sure that this revolution will begin to reign when this king is dead?
I assure you that it will go our people's way when the king is gone.
People of France, we find King Louis XVI guilty of treason and betrayal of our country. Is there any last words, former king?
I trust my death will be for the happiness of my people, but I grieve for France and I fear that King may suffer in the anger of the Lord.
King Louis XVI was sent to the guillotine, and thus the king is beheaded and dead. The people rejoice at his death. But that doesn't stop the bloodshed. Marat's rant for more bloodshed in his papers brings the attention to Charlotte Corday, whom she feels that Marat is responsible for all of it. She catches the eye of Marat when she tells him that she has the names of government officials in common.
Marat, I have the names of the guilty people in Cain.
Ah, let me see them. Nice.
By any chance, why are you writing the names down?
Isn't it obvious? So we can have these people beheaded. What other reason would you have? Tea party?
So that's all? The answer? Just
What
killing
is that?
and heads?
What is that? Oh!
It is the toilet of death, but it leads to immortality.
Help me! My dear friend!
Charlotte does not attempt to escape, for she knows the consequences that would happen to her. She is put on trial for the murder of Marat and is executed at the guillotine. Then several days later, Marie Antoinette, looking aged rather than royal, is put on trial.
Marie Antoinette, you are accused of treason to France, aiding Austria, plotting to kill the Duke of New Orleans, organizing the massacre of the Swiss Guards, and declaring your son the next king. And also incest with your son.
Now wait just a moment. I feel this is unfair.
Why is that? Why is it unfair?
Well, it seems that no one understands my ills, nor the terror that fills my chest, who does not know the heart of a mother.
People of France, we found Marie Antoinette guilty of treason, aiding the enemies, and all other charges. Is there any last word before we send you to be beheaded?
No, I have nothing to say.
Very well.
She is sentenced to an open cart wagon to be executed at the guillotine. The last queen of France is no more. Now more executions and terror began to grow greater. It could only be stopped by the death of the man who started it, Maximilien Robespierre. He gave an argument about the Republicans to the Assembly, which would become his last speech he'd ever gave.
Friends, everyone, it has come to my attention that a greater threat is amongst us revolutionists. We must be ready to go against this system of republics. I feel that the members of the convention definitely are a part of this.
Then tell us these members.
These names I refuse to tell today, but tomorrow I shall state these names.
We're very sorry, Robespierre, but we're gonna have to arrest you right now. It's for your own good.
What? No! This is ridiculous! Hey, let go of me! I demand a trial! A trial, I say!
Robespierre never got a trial in the end, and he was locked up at Hotel de Ville. He tried to commit suicide but failed, only being able to shatter his jaw. In the end, he and his other colleagues that failed at suiciding were executed at the guillotine. Even though the reign of terror ended, the poverty and corruption did not. Because no one had someone to lead them, they began to rampage throughout the streets until one man comes to claim the throne.
We're about to die. We need to raise the taxes.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce myself. Napoleon Bonaparte, a federal general of the army and claiming the right to be Emperor of France.
Preposterous. The only place in power of the people, not ruling aristocrats.
Ah, but I gained the vote of the people. I should be the Emperor. Besides, don't you need someone to lead people with control, not corruption that I see outside of your meeting?
That's true. But if you say you have the vote of the people, then I guess it's okay then.
Excellent.
Finally, peace returned to France for a while since no one starved or worried about tax payments, since it was fair now. However, that didn't mean this emperor could rule without any mistakes.
Are you okay, Holmes? I'm gonna talk to this guy here. Sir, need to make a tactical retreat right now. The Russians are closing in on us. We are losing troops and supplies.
Nonsense. I still believe we can win, so believe in your commanding general.
Face it, sir. Your actions aren't leading nowhere.
So?
Well, for starters, you tried to make your brother king of Spain, and he got overthrown and failed.
That was my brother fault, not mine. That's just a rumor that you spread along with your soldier playmates.
Well, you also sold the Louisiana Purchase to the United States for $50 million.
We needed money for France, or right now you wouldn't be holding a weapon in your hand.
Well, what's use of this weapon? We are losing to the Russians. This is a big piece of land. We are cold and we need to go home now. Don't make me have to use this.
That's it. Soldier, escort him.
What? Come on, man. What? Come on, I'll fight for you.
Those who dislike oppression likes to oppress.
In the end, Napoleon and his troops lost the war to the Russians, where Napoleon was sent to exile on an island called Elba. He once escaped and tried to regain control of France, but failed and was sent back to the island. Napoleon later died of a disease. The French Revolution is a reminder to us all that too much power is not good. It is shown through death and bloodshed, that we should just live peacefully than abuse it. But we wonder if the time when peace will come, we'll have liberty, equality, and for eternity.